Hey, what is going on guys? My name is Proto, and this week we're going to be taking a look at the best capture cards for YouTube. So up for comparison we have the Hauppauge HD Rocket, the Elgato Capture HD, and lastly the Elgato Capture HD60. I found that these are the best on the market, so there's no point in looking at something like a Roxio. So I just want to quickly start by saying that I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, and whilst I do own an Elgato HD, I don't have any bias towards one capture card. I'll also say that this video isn't just going to be one big review. I'm also going to be talking about the pros and cons of each capture card and giving you my opinion on whether this one's right for you. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Starting with the Hauppauge HD Rocket, I chose this model over the PVR2 because it has a ton of advantages over it. So for the pros, it's quite reasonably priced at £100, so it's cheaper than the other HDMI capture solutions. The device also has a slim and slick profile to it. It's very lightweight and doesn't take up too much room at all. This is a major improvement over the other versions of the Hauppauge. It's also really easy to set up, saying that it can capture 1080p at 30fps or 720p at 60fps. It also allows pass-through for lag-free gaming. In addition to this, it comes with a HDMI and component cables as well as the software. You can also record directly to a USB memory drive. So lastly, you can also plug in your microphone so that you can record live commentary to a memory stick, and it also allows you to record all consoles since they both allow for HDMI and component for PS3. Now as for the cons for the HD Rocket, the software installation and setup can be a real headache if you're trying to get the best settings quickly, since there are so many options in the properties section. It also doesn't have flashback recording unlike the Elgato, and even requires one or two available USB slots for the power device, but these cables can be plugged into the console though if you're that bothered about it. So in summary, this is perfect if you're going around a friend's house to record, or if you're going to a competition, since you can record gameplay straight to a USB drive. Also, if you're not fussed about flashback recording, then this is another good choice. So for the Elgato Capture HD, this is Elgato's first generation capture device and has some advantages over the newer one. In terms of the pros, it's pretty cheap at £110, it's really small by comparison, it's about the same size as an iPhone 4S and about twice the thickness. It's also really easy to set up. It can capture 1080p at 30fps or 720p at 60fps. Just like the other option, it allows pass-through for lag-free gaming. Also comes with HDMI and component cables as well as the software, and doesn't require a power cable either. So Elgato also has excellent support and customer service. I will say that the software is insanely good. Sure, it's not as good as Sony Vegas, but the recording section allows you to do live commentary, live stream, color correction, microphone and webcam inputs, as well as a bunch of other things. The software also allows for flashback recording, which is basically like theatre mode if you've played Black Ops 2. And lastly, this device allows recording with all consoles since it has both HDMI and component for PS3. And for the cons of this device, it needs to be connected to a computer, and the system requirements are definitely something that you should check out if you want to run it. But other than that, there aren't really any. If I was being nitpicky, I could say the file sizes are a bit large, but that's to be expected. And lastly, we have the Elgato HD60. Now, there's not much difference between this and the Elgato HD, but they're very similar and share the same software. So for the pros, it has everything the Elgato HD has except the PS3 component cable input. It can also record 1080p files at 60 frames per second. So if that's your deal, then this is definitely better than the other options. It's also slightly smaller and has more of a matte design, so scratches won't really show up on it. It's also really small and portable. That's why you often see YouTubers bringing this to events when they need to record gameplay. And as for the cons, as I mentioned, it doesn't have an AV in. This means you can't record PS3 or retro games, but it will allow all next-gen consoles and even the Xbox 360. Again, the file sizes are also quite large, but if you're recording at HD, 60 frames per second, and that's to be expected. So overall, I recommend getting the Hauppauge HD Rocket if you're going to be able to record directly to a USB stick, and if you don't mind not having flashback recording. As for the Elgato HD, I would definitely recommend this for most people. If you're not going to record 1080p at 60fps, then there's no big difference between this one and the HD60, since it can also record 720p at 60fps. And also, flashback recording is a real lifesaver, making this an excellent piece of hardware. Okay, for the Elgato HD60, you should get this product if you don't mind spending the extra £30 for added features. Whilst I do believe that this is the best capture card available on the market, it doesn't allow you to record PS3 gameplay, so just watch out for that. So last week I hosted a GFX giveaway on my channel, and it's still open, but you've only got 1 week left if you want to enter. So that's it guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video and found it helpful, thumbs it up, I really do appreciate it. Drop a suggestion in the comments below, and if I use it I'll give you credit for it. Subscribe to stay up to date with all my new content. This has been Proto, and I'm out. Peace.